Only on News 5, her smile could light up a room. But in the devastating 2 years since 14-year-old Aliana DeFries was murdered, a monument to the tragedy still standing.
This is the abandoned home where she was tortured and killed, and where her body waited for days to be found. And after all this time, it finally has an appointment with a bulldozer tomorrow morning. The demolition timeline was moved up after Aliana's father drew attention to the issue last week. Now the Cuyahoga Land Bank is trying to explain.
Yeah, it says EPA regulations wrongly applied that house are actually partly to blame for that delay. And the same problem could potentially create dangerous delays in demolishing other hazardous homes in our area. 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis digs into this problem.
Well, as you can see, the backhoe is set up here, ready to take down this house on Fuller Avenue tomorrow morning, the house where the body of Aliana DeFries was discovered. But the Cuyahoga Land Bank says that this house could have been taken down months earlier if it wasn't for a complicated process that needs to be streamlined to take the asbestos out of this home and other hazardous homes like it.
It's been taking 2 years. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. But it should have been done.
Damon DeFries expressing his frustration and disappointment. The home where the body of his 14-year-old daughter Aliana was found in January of 2017 still standing. The house acquired by the Cuyahoga Land Bank earlier this year. The DeFries family left to wonder what can be done to speed up the process of taking down these vacant potential havens for crime.
I feel terrible when I think about what happened.
Cuyahoga Land Bank President Gus Frango says he's also dealing with the frustration. Frango says the land bank is doing all it can to speed up the process, but says U.S. EPA guidelines on asbestos removal have unfairly bogged down the demolition of dozens of potentially dangerous Northeast Ohio homes every year.
Nothing good happens by delay. That house is up for 3 more months. There's the opportunity for more vandalism.
Frangos believes the U.S. EPA is unfairly applying its guidelines to land banks, requiring 2 10-day notices when it comes to asbestos evaluation and removal. Frangos believes the guideline clearly states homes that have fewer than 4 living units are exempt from the more complicated process. But instead, the land bank is forced to take the long road, even though it's knocking down single-family homes.
If we had that 4-family exemption applied the way it's supposed to be, that 4 months or 5 months would be 2 months.
We want to comply with the law, but I mean, it takes time.
Meanwhile, Land Bank attorney Douglas Sawyer says the agency will continue to try to get the EPA regulation clarified. A re-examination of the demolition process, the DeFries family says, can't come soon enough. In Cleveland, I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis.